This has been a week of big news and dramatic headlines all around the world. A new president in the United States, although some people are still in denial. Progress on a new vaccine, which makes many of us want to rush out there and get a shot ourselves. Then there's the new travel bubble with Hong Kong, which has caused demand for flights to jump sky high. Now, this has led to much hopeful talk of a V-shaped recovery. You know, the vaccine will come soon, we will all get inoculated, and then life can carry on as before. If only it was going to be that simple. Now, we all know that the reality is going to be a lot more complex, and getting the pandemic under control is going to take a lot more time and effort. So we do need to go deeper, beyond the headlines, to help us make sense of what's going on all around us. And this leads me to the point about the importance of reading, which is shown in a recent report in our Smart Parenting section. Now, the research shows, quite simply, that people who read and actually enjoy doing so have a significant edge in life over those who don't or won't. In other words, readers trump non-readers. The reports of the vaccine by Pfizer being 90% effective is good news indeed, but it will need more trials and many months ahead before we can confirm that it works and is safe. Then we will have to produce this at scale, millions if not billions of doses. There's also the logistical challenge of how we will get this around to people all over the world. None of this is going to be quick or easy, and it could take many, many months. Then societies will also need time to recover from the economic and social trauma of this pandemic. Understanding all of this will help us respond in a realistic and responsible fashion. But we won't be able to get on top of this pandemic if we ignore the facts, dismiss science, or worse, vilify the experts. That leads to the populism and polarization we are seeing in so many parts of the world. The best antidote may well be to empower our people, especially our young, with knowledge and information. The best vaccine to fake news and misinformation may be the ability to read and think for ourselves. Which brings me back to the point I was making about the importance of reading. Now, parents who read to their children and inculcate in them the love for reading make a greater impact on their intellectual development than any other factors. It matters more whether parents read to their children than if they are graduates, for example. Reading and a love for reading may be the most precious gift we can give to our kids. Now, as the Straits Times editor, you may well expect me to say that the best place to start is with a good newspaper, preferably the Straits Times, of course. But that's really not my point. What's important is that we read a lot, we read often, and we read widely. We should read not just what we know or like, we should read to grow. We should read not just our own views, but to open our hearts and our minds. Reading may be our best weapon in the fight against fake news, arming ourselves with knowledge and information. Reading can help us break out of our social bubbles, freeing us and enriching our lives. Reading might well be the vaccine and the antidote that we most need to counter the many ills that afflict our societies.